Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It's Kylie Henshaw again with Hello Crafter and another online card class Friday morning. I do these every week on a Friday. Sorry I'm late today. No excuse really. I just lost track of time and then I realised I hadn't even got dressed. So I thought I better delay it by 15 minutes, as otherwise it's not going to look very good, is it? So anyway, yeah, I'm here, so that's all good. Thank you for joining. If you're watching this class today, I'm going to be using Cottage Rose stamp set. This is retiring. It's got 20% off. Has it? Oh, I'll double check that. I forgot to check. I think it may be more. I'll check. So Cottage Rose is retiring at the end of this month, if not before, if it sells out. And then I'm using also the coordinating dies. But actually for the cards we're making today, you could get away without the dies, but the dies are really, really beautiful. Because you've got, as well as the ones that cut out the stamped images, you've got these lovely little intricate flowers and leaves that are just so useful on all kinds of cards. So I've not done as much with them this week as I'd hoped, so just time's got away with me this week. So but I do have some unfinished projects to complete and a couple that I really want to do, so I'm going to try and do those over the weekend at some point to show you some other things that you can do with the stamp set. So the kit today, well, the cards, I'll just flick you down and show you those. Oh no, I don't want to do that. There, I'm back. This one I want to do big. Don't need to see my face, do you? I don't know what I'm doing. But these are the cards anyway that we're doing today. There's quite a simple one with a stamped background, and we're colouring this one with the small blending brushes actually, but you can colour yours however you want, with blends or markers or watercolour pencils. Possibilities are endless, but I'm getting my blending brushes out for that one. Then we have this one, which is the triple stamping, and I've done this technique a few times before, but it's a really fun one, and this stamp set lends itself really well to this technique. I've kept this one just black and white, but you can stamp your flowers in any colour to really change the look. You could also stamp it in black and then colour in the flowers before you assemble it. So I'll show you some different options there. And then finally this card, we've just stamped a sentiment on this one, but the rest highlights the Abigail Rose papers. So your kit will have some of this paper in, and the dies, which I showed you there. And this is the there's some metallic papers. I can't remember what it's called, but it's rose gold and gold in the pack, and they are on sale at the minute because they're retiring, and it's just a lovely little bit of subtle gold sparkle on there. So those are the cards. If you're joining, say hi, let me know where you're watching from, and ask any questions that you might have as we go along. I don't know if you're crafting along with me today, but maybe people prefer actually to watch it on replay, and then they can pause and rewind and whatever, or skip over the boring bits, or me chatting on, mute me, whatever, I don't mind. The kit this week though, if you place an order of £25 or more using the host code, this is the host code that's just come up on the screen there. So if you enter an order on Stampin' Up website and you enter the host code, you will get this kit to make 2 of each of these, so 6 cards in total, for free. This is what I'll be sending you. Everything already cut. There's no stamping in here, but there's some die cuts. Everything cut to measure, so you don't have to even worry about measurements. Although I will talk about those if you want to recreate these on your own. So these are the 3 3 kits. You get 2 cards in each, some white for stamping, and you will also get a PDF tutorial of all the cards, and that is, you just need to put a £25 order in my online store to get that sent to you for free on Monday. So that's a good bargain for you if you were going to order some stuff anyway. If you don't have the Cottage Rose stamp set, recommend you get that. But if you don't like this one, you can choose any floral stamp set or anything you like, really. It doesn't have to be this one. So we're starting with this card today. And oh, hi Sharon. I just thought I'd do. Nice to see you all the way from Queensland. Eating dinner. Oh, what are you having? Okay, so we've got a card base. This time I've done, just to be a bit different, I've done a tent fold card base. So I've literally just taken an A4 sheet of card, cut it in half, lengthways at 10.5 centimetres, and then scored this in half at 14.85 centimetres. And I've done a white layer here, which is 9.5 centimetres by 13.8. Yeah, that's right. And then I've done a pool party layer here, which is 9 centimetres by 13.3. Then I have a couple of little strips for sentiment. Now I've gone with a black strip and I've done white embossing on it, but I realise that some people may not have embossing tools, or they don't like the embossed effect. So what I've done is I've included both black and white in the kits, because you could always just stamp with black ink onto white instead. So I've left that choice up to you, whatever you prefer. So grabbing some card for stamping onto, I'm going to stamp my Abigail Rose, my Cottage Rose rather, stamp with black. And because it's such a big stamp and it's actually larger than the size of the ink pad itself, I find it easy to lay your stamp flat on the table and ink it up from there. I just find that it's so much easier to see where you're inking, and you get all the bits, and it's a more stable surface as well, so you can get right in the middle of that big stamp and get everything stamped. And then make sure you apply pressure, especially in the center of the stamp, because it's a big one. Foam mat actually would help with this big stamp, but I haven't done that and it'll be fine. See, stamps really nicely. Such a fine level of detail as well in this stamp, which I love. So I'm going to stamp 2, one for each of my cards that I'm making, and then I'm going to die cut these out, and then I'm going to apply some colour. I've actually already done some die cutting earlier. There you go. There's one I did earlier. So if you wanted to, you could change up this layout a little bit and have 2 on each card with your sentiment in between, if you prefer that. So you could just do twice the amount of stamping and colouring and die cutting, and then you could have 2. I quite like that, but I'm just going to stick with this for now, just to keep it nice and simple. I'm going to colour this now with my blend, and I like the contrast between the red. This is Poppy Parade that I've used on here. Poppy Parade and Pool Party, I think it's a really nice combination. I'll try a different colour though, just so you can see a difference. Let's go with, I don't know, would that work? Yeah, not sure. Something pinky, I think. Let's go with Melon Mambo. That I like Melon Mambo and Pool Party together as well. So it's probably like just a subtle difference. I'll use the same blending brush, but I'll just give it a clean off on one of these microfiber cloths. If you just rub it gently on the cloth, it removes a lot of that ink. So then you can go in with a slightly different colour. There we go. Starting off really, really gently, like I'm barely touching it. And then you can just gradually build up the colour. And these little ones, the small size, are really good for this detail. So you don't, I mean, you will go outside the lines. It's not, you're not keeping to the lines. That's not the point of this. You're just applying some colour. So don't worry about that. And then I'm just adding a little bit more colour in the centre of the flower. Build that up. So yeah, it's a subtle difference, isn't it? But I don't know, which do you prefer? Slightly more pinky one, I think I do. You can add some green on the leaves, or you can leave them black and white. I put some old olive on this one, but I know I messed it up a little bit, but I don't know if I like it. I don't know, maybe you prefer just a little bit more colour. Okay, we need to stamp the background. So take the leaf, this one, this stamp, and the Pool Party ink. Hi Ali, good morning. I'm just going to stamp this all over the background. Just rotate the stamp or rotate the card as you go, so that you can do a pattern that's kind of quite close together, not leaving much gap, so it looks like a nice pattern. And then I like to just get a few little leaves around the edge so it looks like it's part of a bigger sheet, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think I prefer Melon Mambo, Sharon, as well. I think we've got quite similar colour tastes. A little bit more to add on to here. I decided that I wanted to do a bit of a splatter. So I've got my Stamp Right markers in Pool Party and black. And you take the brush tip end and really gently, because you don't want to ruin your tips, just get quite close. Oh, that's not working, is it? That's too light. Hold on. Let's just go with black. Quite close to the card and flick downwards from your lid, so your splats go down onto your card. I'm being quite gentle. Don't like to ruin my pens, but it works fine. So I don't know if you can see that splatter, like a little bit of a splatter. Just adds a little bit more texture to your background as well. That's it. Then you can just glue that down onto your the white piece. And this one onto the card front. And I'll show you what this looks like just stamped in black as well, just so that you can see the difference. just arrange that like that. So it's dead simple, but quite effective, I think. Oh, these strips, by the way, they measure 3 centimeters by 9. The size of your strip, though, really probably depends on what sentiment you're using as well. I'm going to attach this with foam pads. And then your little dots, you can use anything really. Put some white ones on here. And these are the classic matte dots, so they come in 4 different colours, so they're really useful ones to have. You've nearly always got white and black on your cards, really, if you're using black ink as well. So these are good dots to have. Okay, that's card number 1 already done. Okay, card number 2. Okay, this probably looks more complicated than it is. It's all in the cutting. It's all in the prep. So this is lots of cutting, but well worth it. And once you've got the measurements then save them somewhere so that you can refer back to them. I'm not organised enough to have like a little folder or anything. I know people have folders with all the kind of card measurements in that they can just flick through. I am not organised at all, but I do have a video. I have a YouTube video on my channel already that is this card, a version of this card. So I just refer back to my video each time I want to make it. But I've written down the measurements. So you need a card base. This is standard A5 UK measurements card base. So it's half an A4 folded in half. And then you want the first layer, and that will measure 10 centimeters by 14.3. And your second white layer measures 7.5 by 11.8 centimeters, and your third white layer measures 5 centimeters by 9.3 centimeters. And then you've got 2 black layers in between. So the first black layer is 8 by 12.3, and your second black layer is 5.5 by 9.8. So that's all. I think my other YouTube video has it actually written in the description as well, just to save you time. Kind of going through the video to try and find the measurements. So I might do that here afterwards if I remember. Someone might remind me, but I might write the measurements down in the description, then it'll save you time, won't it? So that's that. So these layers go in between the white layers after we've stamped. So we're doing the stamping first. So I use a tiny bit of glue just to tack these down to stop them moving so much when I'm stamping. They're going to come apart, so you don't want to use loads of glue and rip everything. So it's just enough so that they don't shift around too much. So if you've got one of the snail adhesives, they're quite good. We take off most of the tacky first. So now I've arranged them so that they are each central to each other. And now I'm going to stamp my design. Well, first of all, I'm going to stamp the sentiment in the middle, and then I'm going to stamp round the greeting. So actually we could do it this way. What are the other sentiments? let's do a different one and do it landscape. Feel better soon. Do that right in the middle. So you can see I've just I've done this one in black, so as a contrast I'm going to stamp this in a different colour. I'm going to do Pool Party just because it's out. Just give me 1 second because I just need to wet this. See, I was really quick. I just need to wash this off. Yeah, so just so that you can see a different colour, I'm going to do Pool Party. And it is one of my favourite colours as well, Pool Party. So when you're stamping, just make sure you put pressure all over the stamp, especially these big ones. You will have a little bit of a gap between the layers, which you will be able to see there, but you don't need to worry too much about that because your cardstock is going to cover that. But just, if you can, do some nice careful stamping and make sure all of those layers get pressure, like so. I've got this leafy one which we'll do again. So, yeah, stamp that with Pool Party. And quite like making sure that my stamps go over all the layers, or at least 2 of them at a time, so that you get that effect of it kind of being continuous. Okay, and then we've got this flowery one as well. Might as well get them all on. Let's put that there. Another one there. And there's this stamp which has got the 3 on, but I don't know if I can actually get, you know, just like, let's see if I can get one of them. Stamp it in the corner, and does that work? Yeah. Just a little flower there. Okay. Then we pull them apart. Oh, Ali, are you talking about the triple time stamping? Okay, so the first back layer we put on the card base first. And then we put the middle layer on the middle cardstock layer. And then we put the smallest bit on the smallest mat. That looks like the wrong size, but it doesn't matter. I'll double check those. I think I did my white one just a little bit too small, but who'll notice apart from me? I mean, yeah, it does look a bit obvious, but anyway, no, I think I just cut my white piece just a little bit too small then. And then you just build it up. So you do have to kind of make sure that it's the right way round so that all your stamping lines up. Yeah, I quite like the pool party. I think it'll look really nice in bright colours as well. And this would look really good if you'd coloured it first. I might have to do another one of those. And then back to my little, I don't know, I think it might need something different. I've got some silver. Got some little, oh no, these little blue ones. I've still got these little blue ones. Yeah, let's put some of those on. There we go. Okay, that's card number 2. And now we have card number 3. So this is the Abigail Rose papers. I've only got little bits of it left. Now I'll just show you what I've got. Oh, that's about it. Those are one of the sheets. It's such beautiful papers, and you can cut out these elements as well and put those on the cards. That was the other sheet. There's stripes in there. There's little polka dots. There's paper pattern that looks like old notebooks and ledgers. It's gorgeous paper. Sorry, I don't have any left to show you apart from that sheet. But yeah, I do recommend it. It's lovely. It's a lovely set of papers, especially if you like kind of the slightly more vintagey style. It's all in the neutrals colours as well. Right, so I have on this sample done a little extra step, which is completely optional, but I've actually embossed this designer series paper. And you think, why would you want to do that? Because it's already got a lovely pattern on it, but it's very, very effective. I've used this one. This is the Time Worn Type embossing folder, just to kind of really emphasize that kind of more vintagey look with the papers. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run that through. I'm really struggling with my wrist. I've hurt it. In fact, I've got it the wrong way around, so I'm going to have to. I've hurt it using this machine. I was kind of rushing when I was away, and I used it with my left hand, and I was reaching while I was doing it. I was reaching over, so it was a proper awkward angle, and I thought at the time, ow, that hurts, but then I did it again, which was really silly. And then yeah, the next few days it started to really ache, and then it was getting better, but then the last couple of days has been really bad. So I've done something here on my wrist. So I've just ordered a wrist support, because I think I might just need to give it a little bit of a rest, which is really silly because now I can't pick stuff up. I keep forgetting, and then I just keep hurting it, but never mind. That's enough moaning for one day. Sorry. But crafting related injuries are very annoying. So I've just glued that onto my crumb cake. So the designer series paper panel measures 7.5 centimeters by 12 by 11.8, and then the crumb cake panel is 8 centimeters by 12.3. Yeah, that's right. Then I've got little vellum circle. I've cut that out using the Stylish Shapes dies, and then another Stylish Shapes die cut little banner. Then I've taken some of the rose gold paper and I've attached some adhesive sheet on the back of it, and then I've die cut little tulip flowers. Where's the other one? There's 2 different shapes. this be it. Don't know if this has got the adhesive sheet on the back, but anyway, I'll be in the kit. There'll be 2 different ones, so you can use one on one card and one on the other. But I've lost, unless it's still in that envelope. Yeah, you have to check the envelopes carefully because things get stuck in it. There we go. So these 2 have both got the adhesive sheet on the back. So let me carefully, if I can, peel off that adhesive sheet. You have to kind of find a little corner and then just peel. Peel it off. Stick it down. Got a little bit there I need to pick off. That's where your little take your pick tool will come in handy. There we go. And then stamp your greetings. So I think it would look really nice if you liked embossing. Little gold embossed greeting would look nice, but this will do for now. Totally wonky, but never mind. So I'm going to attach one side. I'm going to peel off the sticky on that side and attach that down there, because I'm going to pop that on just like that. But if I flip it over and just put some glue behind things, little dots, behind the flower, and then my glue's hidden. I don't have to worry about it. Just take that backing off. Yeah, I'm not really happy with that. Let's move that over just a tad. So that's that. That's really simple and quick. I use some of these little gold things. To finish it. Yep, there you go. So if you were to put an order through to get this card kit for free, if it's over 45, I do include a pack of embellishments for free as well. Those embellishments are usually worth around about £7 or £8 or £9, so depending on what it is. Now I've got a few things that I can send with that, and what I'll do is when you put your order through, I'll contact you. And you can choose which ones you like out of the ones I've got, because I want to send you them straight away. That's those then. Sharon, I end up putting them in kind of the same places, embellishments. I try and do 3 or 5 because apparently that works best from a aesthetic point of view. And you're supposed to do it so that they form a triangle. So you can see this is like a skinny triangle, but it's still a triangle. Here's a bigger triangle, like that. That I've only got 4 on there, but it's sort of a triangle, if you can see. Yeah, apparently that's, and I do end up putting them in the same place because I don't like to think about it too much. I just want to get them on. And there's some people that just seem to position them in such perfect places, and I know I don't, but at least I'm kind of following a couple of rules apparently that make, you know, arty rules. I know rules are meant to be broken and everything, and I don't think there's any properly right or wrong way, but that's how I do mine. So there you go. Right, that is my Friday morning card class using Cottage Rose. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for watching and joining me on this Friday morning, and I hope you have a lovely weekend, crafty weekend, whatever you're up to. I've got 2 classes tomorrow. I've got blending brushes masterclass in the morning, and I've got my card club in the afternoon, and then I'll be back on Sunday night. So I've got a really busy couple of days getting all ready for those, and start again next week, which I have no idea what I'm doing on Sunday night, and what my stamp set of the week will be next week. I have no idea, literally not even thought about it. So if you've got any ideas and you'd like to see me crafting with something in particular, just comment or message me. I'll do my best to accommodate any suggestions. Okie doke, I'm leaving you now. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye everyone.